Black Screen Diaries, episode 4, where we let the topic control the narrative. I was thinking about what to chat with you guys about tonight, and I come up with the topic of when the moment of truth meets the point of no return. And I come up with that because a lot of people are starting to reach that inflection point in their lives today, where the moment of truth and the point of no return are going to intersect each other and then start to diverge away from each other. Right now, those 2 points have, in most people's lives, has been, coming together, as they say. But eventually, with the way the world is now, man, I don't know, it's like we're getting to the point where the moment of truth meets the moment of truth and the point of no return are going to meet each other. What do I mean by that? Well, the point of no return is that point in any given situation to where you have to make a decision. It's not changing the decision now. Once you reach that point, after that point, changing the decision will be very painful to do. For example, let's say I wanted a Toyota or a Honda car, and I didn't know which one I wanted to buy. Eventually, I got to make a decision. And once I make that decision, I'm at the point of no return. I can't go back and say, well, I didn't really like that Toyota. Give me the Honda, or vice versa. The moment of truth is the moment in which when the truth about something is revealed. So let's say, back to the car example. I bought the Toyota. Come to find out, it was a lemon. I kind of knew it might be a lemon, but I wasn't sure. But I took a chance on it anyway, and I bought a lemon Toyota, which probably don't exist, but work with me here. So now you got it to where you bought an inferior product, and you can't go and change your mind and get the better of the two. So now you're just stuck with it. To me, that's what's happening in a lot of people's lives. For lack of a better example, you have this mortgage crisis, which is starting to take shape. Whereas the people that have these new home bills, they bought everything was assessed on the value of the land and not the house and the land. So now you got insurance rates going up, property tax rates going up, and some people's mortgages are doubling overnight. doubling overnight. And I've been saying this for a while. Back in 2019, no, I wouldn't say 2019, 2020, that we were going to go into a state of hyperinflation because of all the money printing that our U.S. government was doing at that time. So a lot of people are getting priced out of life right now because here we are at the moment of truth. Was it a good decision to make some of the decisions we made, during the world scare, or for lack of better words, or the flu? And we just can't blame it on, someone else. We had the point of no return to where we didn't have to cross that line, and continue to spend, and consume. And really, and if you ask me truthfully, I remember being a child watching the world news. I know that sounds crazy, but I did. I used to watch the world news back in the 90s, 80s and 90s. But they kept saying that we were mortgaging our kids' futures for, to keep the party going today. The 2008 housing crash, we propped that up. The dot-com, it all started that dot-com bubble burst. And we propped that they just started the money printer. And, too much of anything is worthless. So, we're steady printing more money. And yeah, in the short term, it's good, but in the long term, it's gonna bring down everybody. And that's where we're at now, to where the house of cards, and if anybody know what a Ponzi scheme is, that this has not been nothing but a big Ponzi scheme. But now you don't have enough money print capability to keep it propped up. You just don't have it. So now what do we do? And to be honest, I really don't see any way out of it without some sort of major financial crash. Because just think about it. If you're running your household budget, look at the United States government as just a household. There is no way you could run your household budget borrowing money all the time. We're $34-35 trillion in debt. We can't even service the debt, to be honest with you. And it's a couple of reasons why we're in this pickle. One is that it was doomed. It was doomed from the beginning. I mean, I'm not an economist and I'm not a mathematician. I am an engineer, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that this wasn't going to work. But between corruption, greed, and just flat out not giving a damn, we put the wrong people in power to run this for us. And I swear, I'm not saying I'm psychic. I'm not a psychic, nor do I play one on TV. But I saw this coming a mile away. A mile away. Now people are starting to have their instead of the government having their, when the point of no return meets the moment of truth, people are having it in their personal lives, with food prices, car notes, rent prices. It's just unaffordable. But it is affordable because of the way the market, because of how much money is in the market. You gotta look at it this way. Your $5 would get you, let's say, 2 loaves of bread. The buying power. You gotta look at the buying power of money and not just the number on the bill itself. And that's where a lot of people mess up. If you could buy 2 loaves of bread for $5, but now all of a sudden I need another $5 to go with the $5 I already got for the same 2 loaves of bread, even though it's the same ratio of money in circulation compared to the $5 I had in the beginning, it's still the same. It's just that we don't see it because of the big, what they call macroeconomics part of it. So yeah, I was just sitting here and I thought I'd talk about that a little bit, because that's really, really, really is our biggest problem right now. Is the moment of truth has intersected the point of no return, and we're going to have to. I don't know how we weed out the corruption. How do you weed out the greed? How do you weed out the corporate interests? I don't know how you. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. But I know they like to start with fear. That's how they get us every time, is through fear. They try to scare you to death to move you the way they want you to move. But we have to be able to see that coming. These people, they do not have our best interests at heart. Trust me. This is power. What they say, power to the people. We gave power to the politician, which is one of the biggest mistakes we could ever do, is to give power to another person over your life and expect them to do right by you. I'll give you one of the biggest cons, and then I'm going to get out of here. It's Social Security and child support. A lot of people don't understand that Social Security is not broke. We had a president named Bill Clinton sign in a law. You look, and on everything I say, I implore you to do your own research first. Don't believe me. Don't believe Joe Blow down the street. Do your own research and see what you come up with. But I guarantee you everything I tell you guys is the truth. Title 40 states that for every dollar that the states collect in child support, the U.S. federal government will reimburse that state 66 cents out of our Social Security fund. So no, it's not Trump that's trying to get rid of Social Security. No, it's not. None of that. It's that it's being stolen from right up under our eyes and we're too divided and too, I guess for lack of a better term, too silly to even see it. That's just one of the corrupt ways they get us. Second way, I think I did a little snippet about these taxes we pay. We pay way too much in taxes. We pay more than they did during the Revolutionary War, and they went to war for that. So I don't know. What are we gonna do? I never said I had the answers. I'm just bringing up the topic and seeing if maybe we can have a discussion. I appreciate you guys listening again. I'm gonna try to have at least, maybe one a day. If that's what the people want, I'll come up with another topic. But it's time to talk grown folks talk now, I believe, because we are at that point where the point of no return and the moment of truth have intersected. So we're going to have to do something. We're going to have to try and do something for our children, because what are we giving them? What are we handing them back? What kind of country are we? Would you say that the country we're going to give our children is better than the one that we received? No, I don't think so. Anytime $20 an hour is in poverty, is below the poverty line, something is very, very wrong out there, guys. Okay. Black Screen Diaries, episode 4. I appreciate you guys listening. And if anybody has a topic that they would like to hear my opinion on, please feel free to drop me an email or leave it in the chat. Thank you.